Okay, so we continue. Just for those of you who are tuning in again for part two here, um, this is what my cat wanted. Obviously, she wanted a little food, but then she wanted this. Okay, and I I can't even tell you how much I love this little critter. She's been part of our family now for about 14 years, and she's perfection. Her name is Milagro. We call her Mila, and she really is a miracle. And she's the sweetest girl in the world. So that's that. And those are little eye goopies, by the way. As if you have a cat, you know that they suffer from that sometimes. She has allergies, just like dad, just like me. And but I clean them right after this. It's just too cute. She likes to get under me. Okay, let's continue with the lyrics. I typed in a few things and then I realized, oh right, I have to continue streaming before I get too far ahead of myself. So okay, so the title of the song is "Right My Way." Sorry, something like that. Yeah, and I think that this is a good place to be for the moment. All right. So I think we left on around here, maybe? I don't recall. But maybe I could be a dark elf wizard who spent their life learning on their own, but they're tired of being all alone. And then I'm writing what I am, where I am, and who I'm meant to be. I really don't give a damn what they say, because I will write my way. And there should be an emphasis on my today. Hey, hey. Yeah, I will write my way. Okay. Okay. Next part is going to be a little bit where Ali sings something and then DJ from his guitar is doing a call and response kind of thing. So Ali sings, all these grown ups, all have feelings about my body, about your body, and the life I'm living. Well, in my story, in your story, I have feelings, you have feelings about my body. It's your body. And the life I'm living. Maybe I could be a giant mountain man with an axe he loves just like a friend. I wonder how his story's gonna end. I'm writing what I am, how big I am, and where I'm supposed to go. And if I find myself in a jam, I have to make sure that scans properly. Come what may, I will write my way and play. Hey hey, yeah, I will write. And then we jump to the bridge. Maybe we'll see if this is the right length. Maybe this needs to be doubled. And I'm still not convinced about this yet. But let's keep going. So, and now I don't have again chords for this yet. I just have like a general contour and rhythm. So the way that it goes, yeah, I will write the way we see it, the way we want it, the way we imagine life could be, or the way that we imagine life could be. Yeah, that might be better. Three, and keep going. The way we write it will be exciting and full of endless possibilities. Boom. I maybe he changed, maybe not. I'm writing what I am, who I am, who I, and then I'll probably figure out a little back and forth and where my journey goes. I may not have a plan, but that's okay, 'cause I will or we will, maybe we will, cause we will write our way. Maybe our way, yeah, our way. Let's try that, our way. Today, hey, hey, yeah, we will write our way and play every day, maybe. Or maybe just go back to hey, hey, because that's kind of fun. Like if you're a child from the '90s or 2000s, when you hear hey or bay bay, you think of like Max Martin and like Britney Spears or it's gonna be May, and a good well placed hey or may or yay is always fun. Okay, uh, and play. Yeah, we will write a whip around. I think I want them to do like a little harmony, and then yeah, that'll be nice on the last way. Okay, cool. So this is a this is a good first draft, I think, from Lyricist Hat. Okay, so you saw originally for me, I did like some music, some melody work, and then maybe like it was like coming up with a melody for the hook, uh, and having that, the ba 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 right there. I'm writing what I am. I think it was like it used to be like I'm finding what I am, but I think the act of writing is more actionable than just finding. Yeah. So anyway, so we got that. We got a lyric down, but notice like even as I was going through, I started changing some words from I to we. I'm writing who I am and where my journey goes. I may I may not have a plan. Yeah, so this is all singular because we will write our way today. I'm not sure about this, or maybe the play needs to go up there. Whatever, we'll figure that out. Yeah, but has the structure. It has we have verse here. Um, yeah, this is verse. We have a pre. We have a chorus. We have another verse, another pre, another chorus, a bridge, and then one last chorus. So it's in very pop form. Um, and usually I try to stick to that, especially for again a song that's in this context that's like being supposed to be played by um, a sorry, I got a message. Okay. Uh, for a song that's supposed to be played and sung by high schoolers. Um, and also, I mean, as audience members and as a writer, it is really nice to have an opportunity to try to write something in like pop form. As you'll see, some of the other songs in the show, if you're familiar with it or you're going to be familiar with it, they don't always follow the structure. I think structure really depends on what needs to be said, um, but it is very important. I'm not sure that people put enough emphasis on structure. Um, so maybe that's a longer conversation about what are the great tenets of good writing. Again, from myself, and everyone can have their own ideas. But I come from like I went to school for physics. Um, I did not go to school for songwriting. Everything I learned from about songwriting, I learned from listening to songs, reading books, listening to interviews by my favorite writers. Like Sondheim, Jason Robert Brown, Lynn. The list could be endless, right? Jonathan Larson, Howard Ashman. That's another conversation again. But they all had this approach to writing that I think when you start to distill it into its bare pieces, I think things like structure and form um, are foundational and very, very important. So, again, for these characters, for this moment, as Sondheim said, content uh, content dictates form, context dictates form, either way. Uh, for these characters in this moment, in this show, I think this is appropriate. So, however, and here comes the asterisk. Now that I'm passing the lyrics over to the composer hat's about to come on. The lyricist is going to be okay with making variations for the music, and then vice versa, and then it will be this little tug of war, this friendly volley until it is, both sides are happy. So if the music starts happening and then all of a sudden it starts taking you to a new place that the lyric doesn't make sense for, rigidity, I think, is like a killer of creativity. So if you start digging in one direction, to quote another wonderful writer in a book called On Writing by Stephen King, um, he, although doesn't write music, he describes writing as like unearthing a fossil. And I say this a lot to people who know me because I love it so much. I love this analogy of like creating and writing is really um, needs to be done with care. And a lot of times you don't know what's there until you start using the brushes, the tools, the things that you have at your disposal to unearth the picture of what it really is. So, um, because in other words, if you just come at it with like, okay, here's the lyric and that's what it is and that's it, or here's the music and that's what it is and that's it. Like if you come at it with that idea, it's like taking a shovel to an ancient dig site or a jackhammer and then going and saying this is the way, but like you don't know what's under the ground yet. You don't know until you start the digging process. So you might be brushing off what you think is the head, but it might be the ass, the tail, or something. You don't know. So yeah. So all that is to say, lyricist, good job, high five. I'm happy with this draft so far, and now we're going to pass the ball over to composer Gonzalo and get this thing going. So, um, if I recall, let's see if I can make this as small as I can. Put it on the side so I can access my lyric. And yeah, okay. So that's here. Lyrics are here. This has the little demo that I had been working on before, and that's so that was like a C major seventh chord, I think, and the tempo is not 120. I think it's around 70. And let's make a. This will change as well, but let's say it's like a simple. What do we say? I mean, it kind of sounds like Blink 182. um, it has this like grunge folkness to it. So maybe simple grunge folk rock, something like that. Um, Again, this might change, but I think that gives a good idea of what the sound and vibe should be like, which I think is important. Um, okay. Doom, doom. Whoa. Okay. This is Sibelius. If I click on this, which is the vocal line, it will do that. And if I click on the piano line, it'll be okay. Cool. So that'll be that. So E minor. I think it was something like that. Okay, so let's see. So it'll be do and do 2, 3, 4. Slow. Do and then do. Okay. So ba 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 2, 3. So that 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 those are sixteenths. And this will be either the most boring or exciting part, depending on who you are. Probably mostly this is going to be the most boring and annoying part because I'm just going to be going boo ba doo da and typing in things and basically just trying to represent what I'm doing with dots. Um, just and for the record, again, I didn't go to school for this, so like when people are like, "Oh, I wish I could read music," like you can do pretty much anything in life aside from maybe like operating on a person, I guess. But maybe if you get their consent and they're insane, you could probably do that too. Um, Not recommended. Okay, I do not condone that. But you can learn how to do anything. When I started notating with a program called Tabit, my good old friend Nick in high school exposed me to this, and it was just like tablature on Windows, and it was like numbers. So I had no idea how to read music at the time, but I was like, oh, note would be represented by a number, so it would be do. So like on a guitar, for example, that's this here, right? That's it's like second. So I would go to the second line and then type in a number three, and it would represent do. So then it's just about figuring out how to represent the sounds that you hear or make into some sort of medium. Um, so anyway, it will be probably boring and annoying for some of you, but I do think that there is value in, again, these programs. You can just literally with an arrow go up and down. You don't have to understand theory to just put in a number. It's like you don't need to understand color theory to start making a painting and like mixing colors together and stuff like that. It really is no difference. Okay, so okay, boom. So it's okay. So that is pretty low on the staff. Probably want to make this bass clef, but if I'm making it bass clef, I probably want to join it. Um, Again, if you have no experience in like reading music, it won't matter because like this here, let me see, so let's see. So I think this is the right thing here. So it'll be like this. And I guess maybe that has to be held over. So like, yeah. So, so it'll be repeating. But I think we do need to tie that like that. So maybe it's like this. Yeah. Okay, so something like this. And again, listen, this is going to be ultimately played by guitar, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe later I'll move this to be like on one staff, so it looks something like this. I'm highlighting just voice ones here. I'll call this voice two, and then put it here. And yeah, that might be easier to read. So something like this. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And then we'll copy that. What did I do? That last one was oh, that's what it was. It went to the A. Okay, so I think this is it. Let's see. And I'll hit save because you gotta make sure you hit Command S all the time. This actually might be too fast. Let's try 65 maybe? Maybe instead of saying simple, let's say it's relaxed. And it's a little too slow. Let's try this. And again, all of this can change, but like okay, cool. And this will be arranged. Okay, I'll arrange and flesh this out more as we go on. But this is a good enough start to now, like, I can highlight this, and on Sibelius, I hit R, and it will just repeat that. And actually, I don't like, unpopular opinion, this is a very unpopular opinion. When people like to work, they like working in, like, this sheet music layout form, like, where you see all these staffs. I prefer Panorama, which is this layout here. So then I can just kind of see it like a scroll. I don't like seeing pages. Because then that also makes me not think of things in terms of like phrases, like 2, 3, 4 bar, 5 bar phrases. Like yeah, so I think it's a little bit more freeform. So when I have this, like I can, just kind of scroll like a scribe from the olden times with my scrolls. Okay, let's say so that's the intro, and then we're gonna start. Boom, vocals here. So vocal, vocal, vocal. Um, okay, vocal, vocal, vocal. We'll be here, and we'll start. Also put a rehearsal mark. I know these are things that you don't have to do, but because I do so much like arranging and copying work, I know that I'm saving myself time later by adding like a bar, a double bar to be like vocal starts here, new section. Here's a rehearsal mark, so it's gonna like look. It's gonna ultimately look better, you know. Um, yeah. Anyway, so let's keep going. So now let's write this melody, and let's look at these lyrics. So in this book, there are questions. So that's simple, I think. Ba-da-da, ba 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 ba. So let's see. Ba. I now see, but the thing about being in this scroll mode is that I now have violins and other things. Okay, hold on. I gotta adjust some stuff here. So exciting work here. We're gonna do two staves. We're gonna do a treble stave for a treble voice, and then we're gonna do a tenor stave. Stave, 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 staff. Okay, here we go. Let's do this tenor. Let's make that here. So we got the little 8 underneath, which means everything will be an octave lower. That's good, because I'm not sure what octave any of this is going to sit in. Also, I want to move this piano part up so that I can see it next to this, like that. Okay, cool. That should do it. So, ba ba ba. What is it? In this book. Yep. 1, 2. In this book. So 1, 2, da da da. Okay, so it'll be oh, in this book. Let's do so so G A G. Okay, pretty straightforward. Do re do. Like that. I think we'll do it. Let's see. Ba da da bum. Okay. Ba da da da. Yeah, it's low. So interesting. That's kind of nice though. You know what? I'm gonna keep it down in my range, and if I have to adjust the key later, then we adjust the key later. It's not a big deal. Okay. Ba-da-dum. And then ba-da-dum. Let's see. Da-da-dum pum. That's gonna be and suggestions. Dum. So it'll be. To see this. Okay. So it'll be in this book. In this book, there are quest. I guess it's. Yeah, I guess that's a separation. Again, not that important. Can be fixed later. There are questions. And suggestions. Maybe like that? Whatever. In this book, there are questions and suggestions to help design a hero. Da ba. 1, da da ba 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 ba. So maybe like da da. So like da 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 da. So that'll be ba ba. That can be an eighth note. Tied. Da da. Something like that. Let's see if that's the right rhythm. So it'll be. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So let me see. Ba da 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 da. Yeah. Da 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 da. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. That's gonna be better with this chord. Yeah. So let's see. Let's just take a look to help design a hero. Okay. Let's take a look. Save. Cool. I don't think this should be this short. Da, 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 maybe like if I just do that. No, that looks terrible. Da, da, da. Maybe just do that. Make it too long. Might be too long. Let's see. No, it's okay. Okay, so on that, like maybe this should be like shorter. It could be that, but this is on the longer side. Definitely the other one was too short. This might be too long, but it's closer to this one than the other one. So listen, at the end of the day, you do your best with sheet music. You can get granular, and some people will argue that like you should, and maybe like I should make this, a 16th or make this a eighth to make it exact. Um, I don't know that I feel that way, even as a music director, because I know that whoever's going to sing this, their goal is going to be to make it sound as natural as possible. So um, at the end of the day, I kind of leave it up to the performer, um, to respect what I put there, but also like make it, speak in their body and their voice. So I'm not going to stress over that. We're going to move on. In this book, there are questions and suggestions to help design a hero. And then it's kind of repeated with different lyrics and maybe variations. So we're going to copy all that. And then it says, so I feel like that's spoken to help design a hero. It says, in this book, there are questions and suggestions to help design a hero. Like, maybe I'll just say like. Maybe instead of it says is too much. Maybe it'll just be like, what's your story? Da, da, like, what's, like what? Maybe I'll just say, have them sing it. Like, what's your story? Okay, let's see this. Like, what? Bum, bum, ba-dum. Bum, bum. Like, what's your story? Like, ba, 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 ba. Like, what's your story? Story? No. Like, what's your story? No, I think it's fine. Same note. Yeah, okay. So this would be like, quote, what's your story? story. Let me see. So that'll be story, and that might be shorter. We'll see. Okay. Like, what's your story? And who are you? Oh wait, that's not the right rhythm. And who are you? Ah! Okay. And who are you? Who are you? Okay. Um, let's get rid of the rest of these lyrics. There's filter options that I could be doing. Okay. And who are you? Now, those are questions. Let's see. Now. Sugar plums. Now. Who are you? Now, those are questions. Maybe it's better up there. Those are questions I've never spent much time on. Time on. Let's do that, because that's probably what they're going to do. So that's a slur. Okay. Okay, so. Here we go. Okay. So who are you now? Now. Those are questions. I don't know, I broke it up before, whatever. I've never spent much time on. No, I like the ellipsis. Let's do the ellipsis. That's fine. Hero. No, actually, that's better. Hero. To help design a hero. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. So that is that for now. Yes. Let's get rid of this Q line. We're not going to need this for this. That is, I love this hotkey there. We don't need this staff at the moment. I don't need this. I don't need this. Okay. So it looks like 4 bars of phrase is going to look not great. So let's, I don't like doing this, but I think I have to. So we're going to try 3. Let's do it in 3s. Never crazy about this grouping because eventually it'll roll back on itself. But that looks better. In this book, let's see. And suggestions. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere, and I think these need to be. This needs to be. I guess this is what I'm saying. So it was 3 and 3, but to even it out, this is going to be. Jesus, a 2-bar thing. All right, I'll do that later. Moving on. Da ba ba da 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 da. Maybe I could be a dark elf wizard. Ba da 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 da. I think those chords are A minor. Da 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 da. G. Da 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 da, something like that. Okay, so let's just write the harmony underneath, and let's speed this up a little bit, and let's do this. I'll go da 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 da. What did I say? Da da, and then da da dum, da 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 dum, something like that, and then da 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 da, and then chorus. Okay, guys, this is what writing is like. This is what any art is like. It takes time, and it's kind of painstaking, but you know, um, but necessary. Yeah, I like that. And again, this will be expanded, and I'll write out a part that's nicer, but these are the chords for now. And actually, let me do that here. A minor. Sick. Sick. This is you do Command K, and Sibelius tries to guess what your chords are. And if they're clean and clear, it does a pretty good job. Whoa, that is not the hotkey. Whoopsie. Is that an E6 flat 5? No, I don't think so. I think that's a C minor 6 over E flat. Something like that. Okay. And actually, I think this should be an A minor 7th. So something like this. So let's see. Let's hear it. Oopsie, that's a half note. Okay. Do that. Whoopsie. It's like it never happened. Like that, actually, is probably better. I don't need that other C. Okay. It's all right. Ooh. That's better. It's sadder. 2, 3. Bum, bum. Let's do this. So it'll be like. That's kind of pretty. But let's not do that right now. That's cool. see. Nah, I gotta write that out. So it's I guess I don't need this bar. I don't want to move everything over. We're just gonna do that. Okay. No. Actually, that's better. So it would be another A minor-ish. It's an A minor 7 sus, I guess. Who cares, guys? This doesn't really matter. Because I know that I'm gonna have to give the sheet music to a guitarist. That's really why the chords are happening. You know what? And it's so. I'm sure this is so freaking boring. I'm gonna put my cat here so that you can see that while I'm working. Okay. Here we go. So. Oh. Anyway, you know what? This is a good stopping place. I'll continue this, and then because I think Danielle, my better half, showed up, so I'm gonna. This is a good breaking point, and till next time.